Hi everyone, it's Friday again, and welcome back to our weekly live stream. It's nice to see all of you again. For the past few days, the price of BTC went up for almost 20%. So maybe some of you missed the chance to buy BTC at a low level. So this time, I invite Jay, our head trader, to talk about the strategies that help you grow your BTC stack, which will boost your earnings in the long term. So without further ado, let's welcome Jay.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Pinex live stream. We got an exciting session here today, and I hope everyone, of course, is doing well. I see if you give me a hello in the chat. If you guys are here, you guys been here, every other week. I see Suni, I see Jose. What's up, Ben? Welcome guys to the chat. We're excited to see the same faces here every single week, and thank you guys for being here. Yeah, nice to see you. Nice to see you again, man. Yeah, we got the OGs here every week in chat. So very appreciate you guys for being here. And of course, I hope everyone's having a nice day or nice afternoon or nice night wherever you guys are. We always have a global audience here, and we're proud of that here at Finex. We love the global community because Bitcoin is a global asset and crypto in general. So we're not, even though we're based in the U.S., our audience is all around the world, and we love that. We see some new faces here too. Torsten. I don't think I've seen you before, but hey, welcome to the live stream, man. All right, so we had a bunch of stuff happening in the last week. Bitcoin's been ripping 20%. And hey, Blake, Colorado, Colorado is really nice. Nice to see some U.S. folks in here as well. So, yeah, welcome everybody. We, thank you guys for being here. Be sure to drop that like and subscribe so more people. We want every different country in this live stream. That's our goal. At least like 100 different countries. We got Max from the UK as well. We're based in the US, but Armenia. Ben, I didn't know Ben was in Armenia. That's cool. That's cool. I always wanted to go to Armenia. And Suni from India. Torsten's not new. I guess I just haven't seen you in the chat, Torsten. But thank you for being here. Thank you for coming again. Damn, we got some different countries in the chat. So yeah. Now
Wow.
I think we got someone from Canada. I think we got someone from Mexico as well.
Yeah, I think
Really
we
excited.
also got some from New Zealand last week.
Yeah, New Zealand, Central Africa. That's dope. Hey Niles, how are you doing? Yeah, I think we got people from like South America, North America, Europe, Africa, Australia, India, China. We don't have. I mean, we're from. I guess CS from China. We're gonna say CS from China.
Yeah.
Japan. We need someone from Japan and like Korea or something. But we got different. We got love the different diversity in here. Yeah, thanks, Max. Yeah, we just want to have a friendly community conversation, here at Pinex. We welcome everyone. We love the diversity. We value everyone from different ethnic backgrounds, and we embrace the difference. That I feel like that's what crypto is all about as well. We don't care what color you are, what ethnicity, what religion you are. Bitcoin is for everybody, right? Crypto is for everyone, decentralized, nobody can control it, and I think that's the best part about crypto. And Blake said he's new. What is Pinex? Pinex, we are the number one trading bot platform, I would say, in the world. Right? We have different types of trading bots, and in the U.S. we're a little restricted because of regulations, but globally we have many different tools for you to trade cryptocurrencies, and that's what Pinex is in a nutshell. And today, we got 23 watching now. It's pretty nice, pretty good viewers. So today we're gonna go over basically some news because a lot has been happening in the last week. And then we're going to go into different strategies to make more Bitcoin with your Bitcoin, right? Because a lot of people, they want to just make more Bitcoin in general. They don't want to be, making US dollars. They want to just be making more coins because in the future, as the US dollar is getting inflated, Bitcoin is going to stay at the same amount, right? So many people just want to be holding crypto and not US dollars or whatever currency you guys are using, right? Since we have such an international group of people. Yeah, Suni, exactly. We provide the grid bots, but aside from the grid bots, we got so many different tools now, and we're gonna go over some of those today. And all right, guys, let's get started. And of course, as always, if you guys have any questions, put it in the chat. If you guys want us to cover anything that you want us to look at, just put it in the chat. We'll get to it one by one as the live stream goes on, and make sure to get to all your questions and comments. All right, so a lot has happened in this past week, as we can all see from the charts, right? Bitcoin went from 25,000 to 30,000.
Hey, Jimmy, you want to share the charts?
Yep. You can add the screen. Yep. And this is what we talked about this last Friday, right? We gave you guys the news before everyone. We gave you guys the news before everyone else. BlackRock filed for the ETF in the United States, and while at that time, I would like to, it's kind of my fault for not seeing the importance of that. Like, I knew it was important. It was a bullish sign. Like I showed you guys, I went long Bitcoin around 25,000. But the thing is, I wasn't super convicted, right? I wasn't super convicted that, okay, this news is going to be, driving the crypto market up. But then when I went back and really thought about it, during the run up around like 27,500, 28,000, it's pretty strong news, right? But in the beginning, no one knows how the price action of Bitcoin will be when news comes out. So I was kind of just like watching the price action. But as we spiked up over 27,500, I think I gave that to you guys as a key pivotal point last week. My mind was I was really changing my bias, because as the SEC was coming after Coinbase, Binance, and all those different, crypto exchanges, it opened up the floor for traditional finance companies to come in and kind of try to take the spotlight, try to take over, the crypto market, right? So, and that's basically what happened. So we can see that Charles Schwab, Citadel, backed a crypto exchange, and that went live a couple of days ago. And then we saw BlackRock come out with the ETF. We know that Grayscale has been trying to get a Bitcoin ETF going for ages, and the SEC just wouldn't approve it. But of course, BlackRock come in. BlackRock, if you guys don't know, is one of the biggest asset managers in the United States. I don't know how many billion or trillion they have, but it's a lot. They're the biggest. I think they're the biggest, or top three at least, in the United States. So they have their buddies with the SEC, right? So if they're trying to file for ETF, I have no doubt in my mind they're gonna get it approved, right? Do you know how embarrassing it would be for BlackRock to file for ETF and then the SEC to reject them? That would be like very embarrassing for them. And BlackRock, they're all very professional Wall Street guys. They're not going to be taking any chances of bad publicity, right? And with all the bad news around crypto going on recently, it seemed like a no-touch asset or investment for institutional investors, right? We got FTX blowing up. We got a bunch of bankruptcies. We got SEC suing Coinbase, Binance, everybody left and right. So BlackRock and all these, traditional finance institutions entering the market, it has really kind of brought confidence back into crypto, and it made crypto, and especially like Bitcoin, right? Because they're focused mostly on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. I believe those four are launched on the exchange. They made crypto, especially those four assets, really investable to institutional clients once again. Once these big names are getting back in the market, you can expect more institutional money to follow, right? Let me see. And this just got released today as well. A leveraged Bitcoin ETF starts trading on Tuesday. I think, is it this? I think it's next Tuesday, right? I don't think it's this Tuesday, but we just see more and more products being launched for traditional, traditional institutions. And of course, that's a good thing because it's going to bring more money into the crypto market. And that will really, then that's basically what's been really pumping the Bitcoin price, right? And just to go over some other news quickly as well, so everyone is caught up. JP Morgan expands its blockchain-based token to euro payments. So isn't it funny how, Tether or USDC or even BUSD are being like pursued by the SEC and fined, but JP Morgan launches his own blockchain, and launches his own JP Morgan coin, and nobody goes after them, right? So even though Jimmy Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, is saying, "Hey, we don't like crypto. We are against Bitcoin and just crypto in general." They're still using the blockchain technology and releasing their own token. I just find that very, very ironic. I don't know about you guys, but I think that is very ironic. And today also we had news that the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund, kind of like walking back their previous statement, because before they were saying Bitcoin is basically a scam, and when El Salvador tried to adopt Bitcoin as their national currency, they were like, "You guys are stupid. We're not going to allow this. Like, this is just idiotic, right?" But now they're kind of saying, "Hey, banning crypto may not be the best approach to balancing risk demand from the IMF." So they're kind of walking back their statements and saying, "Hey, banning it is not really a good way to mitigate the risk. What if Bitcoin just really do like go up to 100K, 200K and become, because they are understanding that Bitcoin is, the best form of money, is non-fungible, or the best form of inflation asset, right? Anti-inflation asset, right? Well, it says here, while a few countries have completely banned crypto assets given the risk, this approach may not be effective in the long run. So, that's just saying that, hey, we don't want to, banning crypto assets completely might not be good for your financial system. Crypto might be going on a huge bull run, and you guys are just going to be missing out on everything. Let's see. There's the biggest. I'm trying to read some of the chats right now. Suni, can I connect Ledger Nano X hardware wallet to Pinex in the future? So that's something we could definitely work on in the future. So if you guys want to like self-custody from hardware wallet, directly trade from the hardware, I think that is something we could definitely work on in the future, because we know how important self-custody is as well. And now it says, can we touch on the difference between the Lightning Network and normal BTC aside from the fees? So from my understanding, the Lightning Network is just kind of like a layer 2 on top of Bitcoin. It just makes transactions faster and more adoptable, right? It just kind of like piles in all the different transactions and then put them all into one block, instead of one block being one transaction. It could be not one block, whatever they're called, one block, one hash. It being one transaction, it's just multiple transactions done on like kind of like a side chain, and then coming back to putting it up, and then using the security of Bitcoin to hash that in. And of course, the Lightning Network makes Bitcoin adoption easier. I think like McDonald's even adopted it in some different countries for payment for the from the Lightning Network. It just really makes Bitcoin more spendable versus just like by itself, because Bitcoin, on the Bitcoin blockchain, it is very slow. Not very slow, but compared to as a type of payment, it is kind of slow because it's very secure, right? So the Lightning Network just makes it more easy for retail or just like everyday use of Bitcoin. Let's see. I'm gonna go over one more thing right here. So MicroStrategy, we know everyone should know Michael Saylor, right? He's kind of like the Bitcoin maxi who loves Bitcoin, who was the CEO of MicroStrategy, and basically switched a lot of the money that MicroStrategy held into Bitcoin and into their treasury. And let's see some of the largest institutional holders of Bitcoin. So we have Fidelity Management, right? Fidelity just launched that trading exchange with Schwab, I think, and Citadel. So Fidelity was also an investor. And then we see Citadel buying MicroStrategy as well as Two Sigma as well. And then let's see some of the top holders. Top holders include Vanguard, Fidelity, and look who we have here, BlackRock Fund Advisors, right? BlackRock just launched that ETF. Well, filed for that Bitcoin ETF. And you guys see the top holders of MicroStrategy are actually some of the biggest funds as well. So they're actually using MicroStrategy to basically build a position in Bitcoin, because MicroStrategy is known, their stock price is basically a copy of Bitcoin, because so much of their holdings are Bitcoin, right? So this is kind of like a sneaky way of buying Bitcoin, getting exposure to Bitcoin, because right now it's hard for these big institutions to get exposure to spot Bitcoin, right? So this is one way of getting that exposure as well. And this just makes sense because they're also launching that Bitcoin ETF. So a lot of these bigger institutions actually want exposure to Bitcoin. And we all see some news online saying like, hey, these institutions are going to buy up every last Bitcoin. Retail, we better buy now before they scoop it up. And I 90% agree with that, because if you guys also watch Cathie Wood, right? Cathie Wood has like a $1 million target for Bitcoin. And why is that? Because she is calculating in basically all the institutions in the world, all the hedge funds or, pension funds. If they buy up 1% of Bitcoin, then the Bitcoin price is going to be like 150,000 to 250,000 minimum. That is if 1% of the money in those hedge fund or pension funds and reserve funds convert into Bitcoin, just 1%, right? And we see, BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity already buying Bitcoin exposure. So if that's true, then, Bitcoin obviously is at 30,000 right now. We are still very, very early. All right. Sounds good. Let's go into the how to make more Bitcoins. Unless anybody has any questions. Oh, Sia, do you want to go over? Are we still doing the contest rules?
Yes, definitely. We can show audiences after you make some trades, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. All right, guys. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. If you guys don't, I'm gonna go into giving you guys a little presentation. How to 3 strategies to grow your Bitcoin stack. Thanks for coming, Max. Yeah. Thanks for coming, Max. I'll see you next week. And be sure to watch the recap. Got a lot of good information here. All right, so now what everyone's been kind of waiting for, 3 strategies to generate more Bitcoin. All right, let's get into it. So the strategy behind this is really generate for you to hold Bitcoin, right? Because if Bitcoin is going to go to 250,000 in the future, you want more Bitcoin. That should be your goal. From your Bitcoin, you want to generate more Bitcoin. All right, that should be the bottom line, right? So if you have 1 Bitcoin right now, you're saying, hey, I'm up like $20,000 or whatever. But what if 1 Bitcoin in the future is worth like 250,000? You just want more Bitcoins, right? Because that 20,000 US dollars, it's good, but more Bitcoin will equal more profit in the future. So you guys have to differentiate between Bitcoin denominated gains versus US dollar denominated gains, right? All right, so 3 strategies, right? I'm going to cover. So covered gains is option strategy that I will go over. The ETH-BTC pair trading is the second strategy. There's a lot of mini strategies in that one. And then the third one is just swing trading, which is more manual and hands-on. And it's going to be like a very quick, short session. And then the fourth thing, I'm just going to go over answer some questions from you guys. All right, so first things first, for those of you guys don't know, what are options? So options basically give the buyer the option. There, you see, that's why it's called an option. They have the option, or basically the right to buy shares. If you're in traditional finance, at the strike price, the seller which is obligated to sell. So basically, if you say, "Hey, you're the seller, right?" So basically, you are selling the option. So basically, let's say you chose 31,000 as the strike price. Okay. So now, after 10 days, if the price is at 32,000, you have the obligation to sell the person who bought your option, your Bitcoin at 31,000. So you're thinking, "Hey, that's kind of stupid. Why would I do that?" Right? So what you get in return to giving this buyer the option to get your Bitcoin is that the buyer will pay you interest. The buyer will pay you a premium. So if, let's say the Bitcoin price is 30,000 in 10 days, right? No one's gonna buy your Bitcoin at 31 if the Bitcoin spot price is at 30. So what you get then is you get the premium or the interest payment for free. So for example, right here, if you guys look right here on the left, this little graph right here, you're going to get 50% annualized interest. So if you're doing this for like 10 days, you're going to get, what is that? Let me pull up a calculator. My math is not very good. Let's see, 365 divided by 50 times, 50 divided by 365 times 10. So basically in 10 days, you're going to get almost a 3% return on your money. So on your Bitcoin, in 10 days, you're going to make almost like 2 to 3%. Like that's pretty good, right? That's a pretty solid return, I would say, for not doing much. So basically that is how the options work. So a covered gain, right? A covered gain is just you selling an option on the Bitcoin that you own. So just a quick history with the importance in traditional finance, right? So in finance, you guys don't have to understand this, just a chart added up there. You can just look at it if you want. But in finance, many people use this strategy. Hedge funds use it. Pension funds use it. There's like strategies created all around it, research done around it, and different scenarios, right? It's not always going to work, just like any strategy. It's not guaranteed to work 100% of the time. You have to look at the scenario. So in a bear market or a market that's going sideways, and I'm going to give you an example of this later, the strategy will work great because your coin will never be sold and you're just going to be being paid free interest over and over again. But in a bullish market, right, if prices are just on a straight line up, then this strategy will not work in that type of situation. Because you will be selling your coin at a price and the price is going to go up. And technically, you're going to be taking an unrealized loss, right? Because you're missing out on the upside. But this strategy, presented here, it basically shows that it does better than just holding the stock market index, the SPY 500. And it has a lower volatility. That means on the drawdowns in the bear markets, you draw down way less. So you lose way less money in the bear markets than if you were just holding the market straight, like us SPY, or just straight up, right? And options is traded more than stocks. So if you guys look at this chart, there's more, and options have more and more effect in the market, right? So there's more and more volume. You guys see the steady uptrend, and in the past couple of years, it's been increasing a fold, right? And in the crypto market, we could see this happening as well in the future as it gets more and more financialized. And this is just a sample return of one strategy of selling options versus holding the SPY 500. There's a lot of these returns I'm going to give you in traditional finance terms because no one has really done much of these studies on crypto, but this should be the same idea, right? So if you guys look at the darker blue line, that is the option selling strategy. And if you guys look at the lighter blue line, that is just holding the index. And you guys can see it performed way better when the market was just going slightly bullish or even just going sideways, or in a bear market, it has fared times better than just holding the stock market, right? But then if you see like a big bull trend, such as after COVID, then we see it performing not as well as if you were just holding the index straight up. So just to give you guys a solid example, this is a screenshot I took yesterday. So let's say, prices right now are pretty high, right? 30,800. Or yesterday it was like 29,800. So if we're gonna sell an option, sell a covered call, right, at 32,000, we're gonna get 12% a year. And if we do 31,500 for one day, we're gonna get 25% a year. So that's 25% more Bitcoin. So just imagine you had four Bitcoins, right? And then you just kept doing this strategy day in and day out. You can if you did this 31,500 one, which is more risky than this one, right? Because this one's closer, you can get one extra Bitcoin a year from doing this strategy if you guys execute it, perfectly, which is very hard to do, but it is definitely possible, right? Just to give you guys kind of some examples.
So this chart, like the previous graph, shows the price of BTC yesterday. So the products are available yesterday, right?
Yes. Not available today, no. But similar products, right? So there's definitely going to be similar ones as well. So for example, if you guys look at this chart right here, when prices are going sideways. So let me go back to the other chart. So you will lose money if prices raise 6%, 6.46% or more in one day, right? So just keep that number in mind. So if you guys go to this chart now, when this is just the chart for the last 3 months, right? Bitcoin prices are going sideways, just every single day, and none of these candles some of these candles might have like a cup 1% above, but most likely none. I measured these. Most of these have only had a 3 or 4 or maximum 5% increase in one day. So during this period, if you were doing that strategy every single day for 3 months, you would have had returned 3 to 5 or 3% to 5% more Bitcoin, right? So this is not US dollars. You would have gotten more Bitcoin, which is what we want. That's why everyone's here for, right? You guys want to return more Bitcoin. So in this time period, you would have generated, if you ran that strategy, you would have generated 3 to 5% more Bitcoin in 3 months. But of course, we know in the past couple of days, right, we had some crazy upside move. So during this time, it is very important you manage your position, or you will have some losses, right? So during these times, if you in the bottom, if you're still okay, we got the news at the bottom. So if you realize how important this news is, you would not execute this strategy, because you would say, hey, this is kind of like a trend changer, right? We can really shoot up here. Then we would not use this strategy because the market's going to rip up, right? So the best strategy is just not to do cover calls, not to implement the strategy when you think the market will have a very strong trend to the upside. But if you do take a loss, you would have probably taken like a 1% or 2% loss, but you could have just bought the coins back and taken that 1% loss, right? But in general, you would make money many times, and you would lose money in like so you have a very high probability of making money. But there are times you will have to take a loss, which is a pretty big loss compared to the amount you make, but most of the time, but you still have a high win percentage, right? So that is what they say in traditional finance as well. Selling options, you have a high winning percentage, but when you do lose, you lose quite a bit of money, right? So that's why you have to manage your risk really well. For example, during this period, you would take a 1% loss or 2%, but during this long period, every day you would be making returns and winning your trade, and you would get like a 5% return. So the pros, which I just kind of covered: high winning probability, used by traditional institutions, and is proven to be profitable. And of course, you're selling your cryptocurrency at a high price, right? So you're never going to be like, holding crypto and losing money. You're gonna be just holding your crypto, and the worst thing that's gonna happen to you is you sold it at a high price. And the strategy for the strategy works really well in a bullish or sideways market and bearish market, right? But it only has to be slightly bullish. Oops. Let's go over the cons as well. So for the cons, so it's possible you miss out on some profits if it's not managed properly, and it is hard to execute in a bull market. So these are some of the pros and cons for implementing this strategy, right? And just as an example, let's see what they have right now. Let me share my screen. Just as one example, right? We can look at this trade right now. So you just go to Bitcoin, you sell Bitcoin for USDT. So that is what a covered call is. You're trying to sell your Bitcoin from USDT. But in our situation, we don't want to sell it. We just want to, make more. We just want to make more Bitcoin, right? So, I think this rally is pretty it's pretty good already. It's pretty well done. And, looking at the fear and greed index, we're at almost 93% greed. So that usually marks a market top. So I'm going to come look at some of these covered call options. So let's look right here. If you guys want a safe option, 34,000, you get 9% more Bitcoin every year. And this is 10% increase above current prices. So this one's very safe. I doubt we're going to reach 34,000 in the next 2 days. Let me see what else we have. 3%. No, I don't like this. So actually, this is a very good one. I'm going to take this one. It's kind of too safe for me. I kind of want to do this $20% one. Actually, I'll probably do both. So right now we're at 31,000. So I'm thinking it's not going to go to 33,000, and I'm going to get 20% more Bitcoin every year when I do this. So actually, I'm just going to do this one only. I'm going to put all my Bitcoin into this one. So boom. There is definitely a chance your Bitcoin can get sold at 33,000, but I mean, for me, I think this, just given the news, given that the fear and greed index is at 93%, I think this is a very good risk to take. And if you guys want to copy this trade, you can go ahead and place the same order as me, and see. We're actually doing a promotion around that right now. I see. I can go over the rules.
Yes. So if you guys copy Jay's trade or make any trades today after 7:30 p.m. UTC, you will get a chance to win 25 USDT. But you need to first follow Jay's Twitter. His account is 0xtrades, and also quote or retweet our live stream post and tag 2 of your friends. And that's basically the rule. So we can't wait for you guys to post it on Twitter.
Yeah. So you guys, same rules as last time. If you guys were here last time, you guys just gotta follow me on Twitter. I'll put my Twitter handle in the chat. Give me a second. And then just post your trade under my first tweet, under the live stream tweet. I can put that in the chat as well, right here. And then we're just gonna randomly choose someone and give you guys 25 USDT. So be sure you don't even have to copy this trade. You guys can do any trade you guys want. You can do the safer one as well if you want. But this is just the one I want to do. I just don't think it's going to go to 33,000, honestly. But you guys can do this 34,000 one, or you guys can do by the dip as well. It doesn't really matter. Anything you guys want to trade. If you guys are trading on Pinex anyways, just place an order, and we'll be sure to airdrop you the 25 USDT if you're chosen. And now I was asked, can you exit options before expiration? Yes, you can, but in our platform right now, it's all held to expiration right now. But in the future, if there is a really high demand for that, we can definitely let you guys enter and exit the trades. So right now, right, if it's getting close to your execution price, for example, in this scenario, what I do is, if I think it's going to be like a big uptrend, like this type of strong move, I sold. So basically what happened here, I sold some covered calls at 28,500. So I sold like one Bitcoin at 28,500, right? And I don't really want to sell it. So what I did was, when it hit 28,500 and it went over that price, I just used the Pinex futures, and then just did leverage and bought one Bitcoin there. So even though my options contract made me sell my Bitcoin at 28,500, it doesn't matter, because I bought another one to basically get the upside of that trade.
Yeah, and the good part of covered gain is that if you hold the coin and maybe like you set up a limit order and you sold it at 25,500, you can earn the interest as the cover gain that gives you.
Yeah, the main benefit is really just earning interest in the crypto assets, right? So like I said before, if you guys have 4 Bitcoin and you guys redo the strategy over and over, and the market just goes sideways for a whole year, you're gonna end up with 5 Bitcoins at the end of the year, right? So that is the main reason for doing this strategy, just for the extra Bitcoins in your wallet. It's a very good way of growing your Bitcoin stack. Damn, we've already been live streaming for 40 minutes. I'm gonna try to cover this quickly. So we're gonna go over the ETH-BTC trading pair. So how are the strategies surrounding this ETH-BTC trading pair work? So the assumption is that Ethereum outperforms Bitcoin in the long run, because Bitcoin is a heavyweight. That's just the digital gold that's going to be around for a long time. But Ethereum is kind of the future of the internet, Web3. DeFi. We got DeFi. We got smart contracts. We got gaming on top of Ethereum. We got everything, right? So we're assuming, the assumption is, Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin in the long run. And of course, Ethereum should not be declared as a security. If it is, then our assumptions do not work out. So just keep these assumptions in mind when we're talking about these strategies. Diego, if you don't have any friends on Twitter, I'll be your friend on Twitter. You don't have to tag anyone if you don't have any friends on Twitter. Just post your trade. Just retweet our post and post your trade on in the comments, and we'll still give that to you. We are nice. We are nice here. All right. So the first thing that we're gonna go over is one of our new products. Very exciting. So it's a ETH-BTC flying wheel. So for this product, you're never going to sell out of your crypto. You're gonna either be holding Ethereum or Bitcoin forever, for as long as you run this trading strategy. But for this strategy, it's different from covered gain, because for covered gain, you're going to be selling your Bitcoin for US dollars at one point or another, right? If you screw up, or if Bitcoin just has a complete crazy rally. But if you're doing the Ethereum Bitcoin flying wheel, then that isn't going to be an issue. So this one's a little bit complicated, but I guess I can just cover it real quick. So basically, let me see. We have this new product, right? And it's on our website. It's called the Ethereum Bitcoin Flying Wheel. And what happens is, you start off with Bitcoin, and then you're going to choose a price level, and then during that fall level, you're going to sell your Bitcoin and buy Ethereum. And then ever from that point on, it's basically making use of covered call, like we described before, as well as a covered gain. And what this does is that you're just going to be selling covered calls. Once Ethereum goes up, we're going to sell it back and buy Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin goes down, we're going to use Bitcoin to buy Ethereum. I mean, when Bitcoin goes up, we're going to use Bitcoin to buy Ethereum. And when Ethereum goes up, we're we're going to switch the Ethereum back to Bitcoin. And then we're going to be generating interest as well. And through our back test, one of the, you guys see over here, oops, on this graph to the left, we returned 6.4% while holding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So basically, it returns 6% more more Bitcoin while you're holding Bitcoin with no risk of selling it early for US dollars, right? So this is like a product for the true believer. You're always going to be holding Ethereum and Bitcoin, and you're never going to be selling out. So if they go up, your money's going to go up. If they go down, obviously in US dollar terms, it's going to go down, but you're always going to have that crypto exposure. So, from our back to based on our testing, a 5% fall would be a 5% decrease when we're using Bitcoin to buy Ethereum is the best selection. So if we go over to our products, so under Bitcoin, right, you can just say invest Bitcoin and buy Ethereum. So this is the Bitcoin Ethereum flying wheel. And based on our back test, we want like the biggest drop possible with still a good enough return, right? Because we can't be greedy here. If we're greedy and we want 20% extra Bitcoin a year, then most likely you're just going to be trapped in the trade. So for example, if I go to this chart right here, we go to the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, right? If you're greedy and you want like a 1% drop, then you're going to use Bitcoin to buy Ethereum right here. But then if Ethereum just if Bitcoin just continues to outperform Ethereum and it drops, right? The pair, the ETH-BTC pair keeps on dropping. You're technically going to be losing value in Bitcoin because you're holding Ethereum and Ethereum is underperforming. So we actually want to use the biggest possible percentage drop with like a good enough return. So while looking at this, I would do something like a 3% drop. Let me see, a 3% drop and 21 days, right? So you get 6% extra Bitcoin or Ethereum per year. So just 6% more crypto every year. And this is...
Hey, Jay, you shared the product stream?
Okay, my bad.
Yes.
Sorry, I was not watching that.
No problem.
Yeah, so 3% with a 6.6% more Bitcoin each year. So I don't have enough Bitcoin right now, I don't think, but this is a trade that you can also take. Is a flying wheel on here, or is this just
I think right now there's only manual flying.
Manual?
You have to buy and sell.
Let me see. Yeah, I think you're right. There's only manual, but on the app, guys, there is an automated version of this, and you guys, and I'm going to be hosting a strategy like this soon. So if you guys are interested, you guys can copy it. So that's the basic general. That's the basic general concept behind this, right? And you guys can see when it goes sideways. So if you guys look at the chart and the arrow, this is the way that ETH-BTC moved. It just kind of goes sideways because they're highly correlated. And during this 1 year period, we returned 6% more Bitcoin, right? Prices didn't move. If you didn't trade this, you were just holding Bitcoin, you end up with 1 Bitcoin, but we ended up with 1.06 Bitcoin. So we ended up with more Bitcoin at the end of the year. KB asks, is this an available bot? Yes, this is an available bot on the app. It's called the ETH-BTC Flying Wheel Bot. It should be under Earn. This is our newest product, and I believe we were the first ones to come up with it as well, and we have the highest return on the market. I don't even think there's anyone else with this bot right now, so you guys should definitely check this out on the app. But if you guys want to do it manually, of course, the website works as well. So hold on, let's look at this chart first, right? So why does this strategy work, right? So let's go into kind of like why this strategy works. This strategy works because if you guys look at the correlation of Ethereum and Bitcoin, Ethereum value has been going up over time, right? So the whole concept of you doing this flying wheel bot and selling Bitcoin and buying Ethereum is because we believe Ethereum will go up in the future, right? We believe Ethereum will trend in this type of range. So we're selling Bitcoin for Ethereum. Let me get my marker out. Where is the marker? I don't know. Literally don't know where it is. Where is it?
This shouldn't be your first time using it.
No, it's not. It's
No,
definitely not. I'm just confused. Oh, there it is. It's a brush. All right. So for example, if I switch my Bitcoin for Ethereum right here, right, and then we go down and then we go up. So we're just earning interest, and then we're earning interest. Then we buy back our Bitcoin with Ethereum, and then it goes up, and then we're just earning interest. We're just earning interest while it's going up. We're not getting executed because the whole point is we're holding Bitcoin and we're buying. We're trying to buy Ethereum with our Bitcoin when it drops. So if the prices are going up, we're just earning interest this whole way up. So we're just making more Bitcoin this whole way up. While it goes down, we get executed in Ethereum, and we're doing the strategy I described before, which is selling covered calls, and we're earning interest as well. So as long as the price, right, as long as the price goes sideways or goes up, we're going to be earning interest with the strategy. So what we don't want is the price of Ethereum just dumping down, right? This is what we don't want. So this is a risk of the strategy, but looking at the previous trend, right? Ethereum versus Bitcoin goes up in the long term. So in the long term, this strategy should be safe and profitable, and you're not going to be missing out on any of your Bitcoins. You're only going to be making interest. Of course, if Ethereum is considered a security, we have some really bad news, and Bitcoin is the only asset allowed. Then Ethereum might go down to here, and then the strategy would not work. So every strategy has pros and cons. So the next one, this one is also based on the ETH-BTC pair, but it's more of a manual spread trading kind of more quant strategy, backtesting kind of thing, right? So for this one, the basic strategy assumptions are the same. Ethereum should outperform Bitcoin in the long run, right? So Ethereum should outperform. So the ETH-BTC pair. So whenever Ethereum BTC pair goes above the 40 moving average, right, we believe Ethereum's on an uptrend, because usually what happens is when there's positive news around Ethereum, if you guys can also see this on the chart, Ethereum shoots up, right? When there's negative news on Ethereum or Bitcoin is just stronger, the Ethereum Bitcoin pairs dies, right? So recently, right over here, we had positive Bitcoin. I forgot what news it was, but you guys can see it from the chart. There's trends, right? Usually when it goes up for a couple months. And if it goes down, it comes down for a couple months. So this is very positive for this pair, right? Because we love trending pairs. So on the green arrows is when the pair has reclaimed the 50-day moving average or the 40-day moving average. And when it does, you would want to enter a trade on the ETH-BTC pair. If you guys don't have the pair, it's more complicated. You would have to short Bitcoin and long Ethereum to gain exposure to the outperformance. So entering here, you capture this whole ride up. Entering here, you capture this whole ride up. Entering here, you capture this whole ride up. Entering here, you captured a little bit of this. And entering here, you basically caught the whole range, right? From the bottom of the range to the top of the range, you guys captured this whole range. And let's look at some back tested results. So on the right side is the equity curve. So basically this is 0 and then this is making money, right? So this strategy does make money. As you guys can see, it's a positive equity curve. And as well as if you guys look down the left, so total trades based on the strategy 130, right? Wins 68, and losses 70. So it actually is only 49% profitable. But the thing is, with this type of trend strategy, when Bitcoin goes, or when Ethereum goes up versus Bitcoin, it goes up hard. So the thing is, when you win bigger than your losses. So it doesn't even matter if we're not winning more than 50% of the time. As you guys can see, the average winning trade is 964, and the average losing trade is 600. So it doesn't even matter if we're only winning 40% of the time, whereas this strategy is still going to be positive. So this is Bitcoin Ethereum spread trading. I think someone asked a question. Niles asked, how is this affected by the BTC halving? This isn't really affected that much because, ETH and BTC has very high correlation in general. So even if BTC goes through halving, it doesn't mean that Ethereum price will not follow up. So I don't think this is affected by the halving at all. And the last one, I'm not even going to go over swing trading because we're running out of time. And you guys been here for a long time. Thank you for bearing with us. Hope you guys are learning stuff. And the last one I'm going to be going over is just the ETH-BTC Grid trading. This one has been, been proven. It has been active for a long time. There's a lot of sample size, a lot of data backing this one. And it has been on our website for a long time as well. So basically, it's just using a grid bot on the ETH-BTC pair. And why does this work, right? So the grid bot works the best when an asset just goes sideways, right? And of course, Bitcoin doesn't do that. Ethereum doesn't do that because Ethereum goes up, Bitcoin goes up, right? So overall, with a grid bot, you're going to be missing out versus you just holding Bitcoin. But Ethereum Bitcoin trading pair, it goes sideways, right? So Ethereum Bitcoin goes sideways. So this, of course, is perfect for the grid trading bot because if it goes sideways, we're just going to be buying low, selling high, buying low, selling high, right? And if we go back to this chart right here, I don't want to draw. For like almost 2 years, you guys see this? It just goes sideways inside of this range. So with the grid bot, we're buying low, selling high, buying low, selling high over and over again. So of course the risk is that, Ethereum completely dumps, right? And like Bitcoin just like completely goes up and Ethereum dumps and we breaks out of this range. But that is a risk. Like I said, like I keep on repeating, every strategy have risks, pros and cons. And this is just the risk of this strategy. Let me go back to my screen. Okay, how does it work? Let me go over how does it work first. So basically, when the ETH-BTC price pair goes up, we sell Ethereum and earn more Bitcoin. And when the ETH-BTC price goes down, we sell Bitcoin to buy Ethereum because Ethereum will, based on historical data, Ethereum will go back up and outperform, right? So it's just this type of, when Ethereum is strong, we're buying Bitcoin. When Bitcoin is strong, we're buying Ethereum. So that is the whole logic behind this strategy. And of course, we have some results right here. So this is one of the results of running this bot for over 916 days. So that's almost 3 years. And it has returned 144%. So this person invested 2 Bitcoin, right? And after 3 years, he got almost 3 Bitcoins back. So that is even higher return than all the different other strategies, right? But of course, remember the risk that comes with it. But this is some great returns. You're making almost 50% extra Bitcoins per year, right? And these are some of the bots that we have on our page right now. You can just copy these. If you want to try them out, you can just press start copying. So this is the same bot as this one. And they list whatever the profits in USDT or whatever, right? But we're more interested in the profits in Bitcoin, which is over here. This is the profits we're interested in. As you guys can see, there's already 871 Bitcoins copying this strategy and over 6,000 people. And me personally, I of course start whenever you're starting the bot. It is very important. I believe we can all see Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum right now, right? Because the ratio is dropping down. So I believe it is a pretty good price to start the bot. Of course, we can still have a little bit more outperformance just with BlackRock launching ETF, all the institutions coming in. So we could drop down to like this 0.055 level, just like before over here. So this would be like the perfect level to start the grid trading bot, or even the ETH-BTC flying wheel bot as well. So this would be the perfect place to start it, right? But starting it right now isn't that bad either. I would just like put in some money now. If it drops lower, add in some more money. Drops lower, add in some more money. So just kind of like average your way down, because as we can see in the past, it doesn't always hit the downtrend line, right? Sometimes it stops right in the middle, which is like right around here, and then we get this rip back up. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. And yeah, okay, I'm not even gonna go over swing trading, to be honest. Swing trading is pretty straightforward, but I guess some pros and cons for the ETH-BTC trading strategies. So for the grid bot, some of the pros is that ETH-BTC overall goes sideways, and the grid bot benefits drawing a sideways trending asset, right? So that is a pro. So the con, I would say, is if Ethereum gets declared a strategy, a security, if Ethereum gets declared as a security, or we have some negative news surrounding Ethereum, then if we break down this level, then of course this strategy wouldn't do very well. So that is a con, and I feel like that is the only con of this grid bot strategy for the ETH-BTC pair trading. For the flying wheel, for the spread trading strategy, I would actually say there is very little con to this strategy. Honestly, this strategy is very good, but it is way more hands-on. Maybe we can make a bot surrounding this. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if we make a bot surrounding this, would you guys be interested in using it? This one has very good returns. 49% profitable, but look at this equity curve. It just goes up, right? I feel like this strategy is actually has very few cons. Let me try to think of some cons. The pros is that it captures it's a trend trading indicator, and then when an asset such as Ethereum or Bitcoin outperforms, like I was talking about before, it outperforms by a lot. So it captures this whole trend, or this whole trend, or this whole trend. It's not like choppy, right? Usually this is not choppy, which is very, very crucial. So I guess one con of this would be that if the Ethereum Bitcoin pair is very tight, right? If it just goes sideways, let me share my screen. If it just goes sideways, like over here, kind of just goes up and down, up and down, up and down, then you just kind of get chopped and lose a little bit of money until something like this happens again, or this, right? So that is a con. We need some outperformance either by Ethereum or Bitcoin. And then, of course, the flying wheel. Let's look at the flying wheel. What happened to my screen? Okay, cool. All right, so for the flying wheel, the benefit is that even if prices just go in a straight line, you're still going to be making Bitcoin. You're going to be making more Bitcoin on your year over year. You're going to be getting interest, getting premium paid in Bitcoin. So for this strategy, it would actually be beneficial if prices for ETH and BTC just went sideways, or it just went straight up, right? For the other strategies, some would be beneficial, some would not be. But for this strategy, if prices are going sideways or it goes up, then this one will be profitable. It's more stable than the other strategies and less hand-on, because it's automatically done for you round over round. You can just set it and forget it. So that is the pros. The cons, let me share the cons. So the cons is, let's say prices are up here, right? And we're placing some buy the dip orders. You could get executed right here, and then you would just be holding for this whole time, right? And you're not really making that much interest because you're so far away from the price you bought it at. Even if you're selling covered calls, you're not going to be making a lot of money, right? So that is definitely a con. If you're buying, you sell it right here. So or if you buy a high and you don't get this bounce, you don't get to resell it. So the con for this is just that you're going to be kind of buying high, and if you don't get kind of a bouncy environment like this, you're not going to be making much interest. And yeah, I think that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions or any comments. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions or comments, actually. So I think that's it. So for these different strategies, you guys can pick and choose whichever one you like. These are all generate crypto based returns, which is the important part of really these three strategies. And we want to help you guys stack more Bitcoin, for yourself in the future. And because of course Bitcoin price in our base case will be going up, right? And like Kathy Wood says, $1 million per Bitcoin in the future.
So and Kik has a comment. So he said, please add auto reinvest in ETH-BTC Grid Bot. I'm not quite understand his question.
I think he wants auto reinvest. So basically, like all the profits that get into the
the compounding.
Yeah, it just compounds. Yeah. Let me know if you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, or anything. If you guys learn anything new. So Bobbling Bashuka says, no new info here, just general strategies. So I don't think that's very true, because no one has ever talked about the ETH-BTC flying wheel, because we just came up with that product. So if you can find me an influencer talking about it, I would love to see that. Or are you just babbling around and trolling? And for this one as well, for trading the ETH-BTC pair with a 30-day moving average, I haven't seen that around a lot either. I would love to see who you find that has been talking about this, because we basically came up with most of these strategies. And Marcin says, what would be the best strategy for someone with limited funds, like $1,000? With limited funds, I would... Sia, what do you think?
It depends on, like, do you want to buy BTC or just earn USDT? Like, what's your goal of investing crypto? Like, are you a crypto believer? Like, if you want to hold the coin, like buy the coin right now and hold the coin until the bull coming, or just earn some arbitrage, like maybe arbitrage, or just earn some yield in USDT.
We will wait for the answer in the chat. And then Saeed said, Martingale bot or grid bot. So I feel like that really depends. If you're talking about the ETH-BTC pair, I would say grid bot, 100%, 1000% grid bot. And if you're talking about other trading pairs, I think it really depends on the market conditions, to be honest. So I think you got to give me more of like a scenario or a specific coin. Marcin said holding for profit and reinvesting. So Sia, what would you recommend for that?
So holding BTC for profit. I think what Jay introduced, the ETH-BTC spread trading, maybe the best choice for you. Maybe because
yeah, that's so. Marcin, I would say two options. The ETH-BTC Grid Bot is very good, especially because it's at a good price right now. I feel like that's very good for $1,000. And or this is more complicated, so it might not be. This is what I would do, but I don't think it's for everybody. If you just buy Bitcoin straight up, like with your $1,000, and then just keep on selling covered calls. So the first strategy I went over, but that is more hands-on and is a lot harder to do. So those are the two I would suggest. Let me think.
Maybe like setting different buy price for BTC first to buy some coins, and then use some coin generating strategies.
Yeah, I would honestly say ETH-BTC Grid Bot or the ETH-BTC Flying Wheel. I would just do these two. Just rewatch the video and see the pros and cons for those two, right? Understand the risks. For the ETH-BTC Grid Bot, obviously, if it goes sideways, it will do well and it's going to return you yield while it's just going up and down. But the entry point is important. But right now is a good entry point. That's what I'm telling you. But for the ETH-BTC Flying Wheel, it's the same thing, right? If you enter here, it's a very good price. So if prices go up, you're going to be making a lot of good returns while you're holding your Bitcoin / Ethereum, right? But if we get to a top point and then we just go straight down, then you're going to be kind of trapped in that trade, which is like the negative of that strategy. So I would say maybe just like split your money up, 500 in the BTC ETH Grid Bot and 500 in the ETH BTC Flying Wheel. Just try out both, see which one you like. And Kit said, please add the auto reinvest to ETH BTC Grid Bot. I got you. All right, I'm gonna push that just for you, Enki. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that just for you. I'm gonna tell them to add that. Add that for my boy Enki. Okay, so 100%. We're gonna get that done for you. All right, cool. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I think we're just gonna end it right there. Hope you guys learned something new. Go back in the video to rewatch it if you guys need anything. If you guys got questions, send them over to Sia. And yeah, that was a pretty long live stream. That was a long time. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for coming. Thank you. Like I said, I hope everybody have a nice weekend. It's Friday, and thank God for the weekend. And I hope to see you guys here next time. If you guys aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, Neos. Bye, Jose. Bye, and keep. Bye, Marcin. Have a nice weekend, guys. Peace.
Bye, guys.